Coming to you from the Fishbowl Radio Network inside Globe Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This is the Boardroom with JaCoy James Pugh, LaToya Barrow, and Faustina Nkwacha. Executive producer, Cindy B.
Hey, I do this every time. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. This is your girl, JaCoy James Pugh.
And this is your girl, LaToya Barrow.
Hey, and this is Faustina, everyone. Welcome to the Boardroom. We're so glad to have you.
So happy to be back with my girls. Everybody doing okay? Had a good weekend?
Oh, we had a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Great Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
weren't there. Y'all missed it.
Yeah, like seriously, if you were not there, we had our networking, the ultimate networking mixer.
Yes.
This was this past Saturday. We were on the showroom floor of Park Place Motor Cars, and we had a great time. We had a 360 booth. We had a DJ. We had wonderful food, great people, vendors. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. And so we are really hoping that you can join us again. We have another event that's coming up here pretty soon, which we'll talk to you about that in just a moment. But before we get into that, let's talk to you about who we are. We are the Boardroom, and this radio show is challenging and disrupting the norm in the business world, giving permission to the Black female, a voice and permission to the Black female business owner. And so, Faustina, tell everybody about Black Women's Wall Street, who we are, and ways in which they can invest in Black Women's Wall Street, Inc.
JaCoy, you know I love talking about Black Women's Wall Street Inc., who we are and what we do. We are a 501c3 nonprofit entrepreneurial development organization, an EDO, and our mission is to empower Black women aspiring to become business owners by providing startup business training, financial literacy, and education so that they can impact local and global communities. And like JaCoy said, when you give to us, you are actually not just making a donation, you are investing in our mission and the women that we serve. And there are a number of ways in which you can do that. Of course, the Boardroom, you know, when you invest in the Boardroom with your commercial act packages and our digital marketing opportunities that we have, you allow us to stay on the air and keep talking about the things that impact and affect Black women in business. And we also have our Idea to Inception entrepreneurship program, which we just wrapped up on the 18th, and we want you to know that we were able to work with women who are starting their business, they're scaling their business, and we're so excited because the gala next month is all about them. We're also going to be offering small business consulting. We're going to continue to do our business and vendor networking events, and we're going to be able to provide so many more women-centric activities because you were so generous in your giving, and we had a great North Texas Giving Day, so shout out to everyone who donated, who supported, and took care of us. And so, LaToya, let's talk a little bit about the ways in which they can connect with us.
Absolutely. So you can connect with us on our website. So that is www.blackwomen'swallstreet.org/the Boardroom. And we're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Boardroom Radio Show, on LinkedIn at The Boardroom Radio, and on Twitter at Boardroom_radio.
And women's is plural and
possessive, right? Yes. It is plural and possessive. Women's.
Right. Okay. Right on, ladies. Right on. All right. So as you heard, we have had a lot of stuff going on. We've ended our I2I program for this calendar year, and we were really excited to link arms with the ladies that needed help and support in getting their businesses off the ground. Yes. And so as a part of that, to celebration of those ladies completing our program, we have our inaugural Idea to Inception Gala that's coming up on Saturday, October 23rd, Saturday, October 23rd. Yes. We will be at Park Place Motor Cars in Arlington, so the Mercedes-Benz dealership on their showroom floor. We will be there at 7:30 p.m., and that will be a night of celebration. It'll be a night of elegance because it's a black tie gala. It'll be a night of connections and collaborations, and so we're really excited to celebrate Black women in business, and we hope that you will join us. Tickets will be on sale tomorrow. Tickets will be on sale tomorrow for the Black Tie Gala that is happening on Saturday, October 23rd. So stay tuned and make sure that you join us for that amazing event. All right. Without further ado, we have yet another phenomenal lady on with us today by the name of Demetria Bivens. So let me tell you a little bit about Miss Demetria Bivens. Demetria projects a level of entrepreneurial leadership that's hard to find. With over 20 plus years actively contributing to the development of some of the most respected architectural, engineering, and construction businesses in Texas, she is deeply focused on helping companies realize and obtain their maximum potential. Now, with the concentration in proven systems that enhance MBE, WBE, and DBE participation in programming, her belief is that diversity should be more than the heart of every project. It should be the backbone. Demetria graduated from the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth, where she excelled in the comprehensive minority executive and advanced program. Since then, she has gone on to expand her community involvement and membership in various organizations. And a snapshot of her associations, being the founder and board member of the National Association of Minority Contractors, DFW chapter. She also carries an impressive list of certifications. So NCTRCA, DBE, MBE, SBE, and Hub, just to name a few. And so I can't possibly do Demetria justice by reading her bio. I'm going to let her speak for herself. So without further ado, Demetria, welcome to the boardroom. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're good.
Happy to have you. Thank you.
We're excited to have you. So Demetria, you are the founder and owner of DLB Consultants. And so what we want to dig into, Demetria, is tell everybody what DLB Consultants is about and who your target market is.
Sure. So DLB Consultants, we started out about 7 years ago as a business development consulting firm. We kind of elevated from business development to MWB. You heard all those acronyms, MBE, DBE, SBE, all of those minority certifications. So with that, they have to have either a third party or someone internal to track the utilization of the minority spend. Whether if it's federal funding, it'll be DBE, sometimes SBE, and DBE is disadvantaged business enterprise. SBE is small business enterprise. And then you have your MBE, which is minority business enterprise, as well as your women business, WBE. And then HUB is the historically underutilized businesses, and that's a state certification through the state of Texas. So it just depends on where the fundings are coming from these projects. If it's federal, it's DBE and sometimes SBE. So sometimes they have to have a third-party company like ours to track the utilization of those spends. Sometimes they'll have goals. You may hear them people say, let's say you guys are in Arlington, you're at Globe Life. So the project right next door to Globe Life, which is now your place, is the Choctaw. They're building a Ocho Hotel, 888 key hotel. It has a MWBE goal of 25%. Now that they may, so the thing is, that's just the floor, it's not the ceiling, right? So they start out at 25%, but whoever's tracking that project, if it's somebody like us, you'll get that participation up. For instance, like the one we did at Texas Live, we got 47% MWB participation on that project. The other thing that we're asked to do is on-site safety. So with our on-site safety, we actually put a body on projects because we want to make sure everybody goes home safely to their families, and everybody is just really just using safety precautions, wearing the proper PPE, their PPE, their glasses, their hard hat, and their safety vest, steel toe shoes on the construction sites. The other thing that we've been asked to do, so anyway, so I'm growing my business up on things what people ask me to do. So now what we're also doing, we started a construction division where we have a painting division. And I'm very excited because we landed a really good deal today that I was notified of today. So I'm super excited about that. So once I get that service agreement, I will be broadcasting that very, very loud. So we provide, so in a nutshell, construction support services being compliance, safety. I'm also, I have 100 and 510 where I teach safety, OSHA 10 and 30, because really you can't go on a construction project if you don't have that certification, right? At least the OSHA 10 at the very least. So I'm kind of, I'm just growing, I'm just growing.
And that's amazing. And congratulations too on that. Now, the other thing to congratulate you on is that you're also part of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. So tell us, what was that like and what was a key takeaway that you could share with us?
Oh, wow. It is one of the best programs. And, and I have to be careful when I say this because I'm also in the SBA Emerging Leaders. We graduate next month and out of that program. And they're very similar, and the education, the knowledge that we get, it's, they'll tell us, it's equivalent to about $65,000 of education. Right. So with that, they look at everything from your business, from a marketing, financials. They're really heavy on the financials, understanding your financials, your profit and loss, your balance sheet, because guess what? If you go to the bank, that's what they're going to ask you for. They're going to want those financials to see what, what's going on with you, what's going on with your company. How are you building your company? How are you spending your money? Are you growing? Are you losing money? So with that was my biggest takeaway from the 10K small business. It's just a phenomenal organization. Matter of fact, I'm one of 1,000 that's here in the state of Texas. They now have, they call it the 10K because there was 10,000. I think there's now 14,000 around the country. Last Friday, we had the opportunity to do a roundtable. There was 12 of us that were selected to do a roundtable with Governor Abbott to talk about small business issues.
Oh, wow.
And with that, and he was being very attentive, but the thing about it, we all had that same problem. We don't get paid on time. People don't have the workforce. My big thing was the DBE, the oversight of the DBE program and the Texas Prompt Pay Act, because construction is paid when paid. You can go 90 to 120 days. And if you don't have that cash flow, it can really hurt you if you got payroll every week.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest thing. And then the other one is just the network. You're with other entrepreneurs. I think it was 42 of us, I think. And, you just with this big group of entrepreneurs and you get to bounce things off. And, we have these CEO mentoring roundtables. So you don't feel like you're all alone out here, trying to run this business because it's hard. It's a tough thing to do when you're trying to run a business.
But yeah, like you said, your net worth, they say, is your net worth. So you're right in the right spot, right? Look, LaToya.
Absolutely. So congratulations on all of your success. You're a very decorated woman. So congratulations on that. But so can you give any advice to some of our listeners who happens to be female and are trying to break into a male-dominated industry?
Oh, that's a tough one. But it's also that challenge, for me, it was just that challenge. And to be honest, I think the men rather work with women more so, especially Black women more so than the Black men. It's just like it's easier. So it's like when you get in the door, then you pull your brothers along with you, right? So it's just building that relationship. And I don't care who it is. It's all about the relationship. Any business is about the relationships.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And you have to stand firm too. Can't be soft out there, when you're out there in a male dominated business industry.
And so sticking with that, Demetria, you bring up a very valid point that it is a male dominated industry. So I guess speak to us as to how you made that decision to, plant yourself in a male dominated industry. Why did you make that decision and what has that journey been like for you thus far?
Yeah, it wasn't, when the market crashed in 2008, it really didn't leave me a lot of choices. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was running a document imaging business, converting, microfilm, microfiche paper to digital imaging. And I was just looking for something to do. I was at a loss, because I ran a business for almost 17 years and I was just a loss. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have an exit strategy. Everybody was just in turmoil. People just stopped paying money. Just stopped spending money. It was just, so I just kind of, I just walked out on faith with it, to be honest. I didn't know anything about construction. I was just going to do business development. And that's it. Then I started finding out, I can do this. Oh, I can make this connection. And it just became very easy for me. Right. So, and to be honest, I'm the oldest of 8 in my family. I have 6 brothers. So I don't, it doesn't matter to me if it's just all males or whatever. It's like when I have my mindset on something, I'm actually just going to go for it. So to be honest, Jacoy, I really don't even think about it. Mostly so it's just that diversity of it, just getting those opportunities. And once you figure out how to go out and talk to people, how to network with people, and just get yourself in a position where they can't tell you no. I'm always saying, and I tell everybody, my mentees, give them a reason not to tell you no. We always, we just need a reason for them to say, tell us no. So, I don't know. I just really don't think about that.
I love that about you though, Demetria. Because you obviously are in, like we've been talking about, a male-dominated industry. So you have to be thick-skinned. You have to have the drive and the tenacity to move it forward. But you have some people that really just don't know how to move it forward. And you have that personality, like you have a very dominant personality and you go for what you want, very likable. And I like the fact that you're saying what has been a recurring theme in a lot of the people that we've talked to on our show, but you talked about the fact that relationships are what's really important. And so what is one lesson that you've learned with regards to the relationship building in business? What's one lesson that you've learned that you feel would be important for people to understand and to not break that one rule about relationships in business?
You can't just know one person. You have to know them all. CEO, CFO, COO, the VP, assistant VP, who run the diversity department. Because people change jobs. And so you don't want to just know one person. So I get to know everybody that would open up that door for me. I'm going to know who they are and I'm going to go find them. So the biggest thing with relationships, you have to go and target those people, find out what their interests are. You have to meet people where they're at. And if it's, I remember early in my business, I would go to networking events. I wouldn't, man, it's $200 to get in this event, or the table is $2,500. But what I'll do is go and see who the sponsors are. If they have, or, who they are, if they have an empty seat at that table, I'll get me a seat at that table. Or the best thing I would do, I'll volunteer. I'll check in the coats. I would just volunteer, and that's free. And then once you're in. So I target, any networking event I go to, I'm very selective. I want to know who's going to be there. Is there a reason for me to be there? And then I'm going to go for that target. And I'm always chasing decision makers, always.
Wow, I love that. See, it's about the strategy. So you just gave us another tip that you have to have a strategy, particularly if you're in that male-dominated industry of, architecture, engineering, and construction. So let me ask you this, Demetria, and this is Festina, because for me, it's all about women connecting and making sure that we're helping one another. You get your foot in the door, take the door off the hinges, and then let's just, go. So Jacoy, I think we've got to take a break. So let's kick it back to you.
Yeah, no, here's what we'll do, because I think you're really about to tap into something really good, Festina. So let's definitely table that for when we come back. So we're going to go to commercial and stick around. We're talking to Demetria Bivens of DLB Consultants. You don't want to miss this conversation. So you're with the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.
Let's keep the conversation going. It's the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated.
Do you own a business that recently suffered loss of employees, revenue, and customers? Are you leaving money on the table by not having an online presence? You could be missing out on hundreds, even thousands of dollars in sales each month. Establishing an online presence is what allowed many businesses to stay open, even thrive during a time of record unemployment. I'm Melinda Williams, actress and founder of She'sGotAHabit.com. Most people know me as Bird from the hit television series Soul Food, but I'm also a hardworking entrepreneur focused on helping others expand their business to include an e-commerce selling platform. I created She'sGotAHabit.com to empower women to achieve economic wellness and better health, mind, body, and soul. Head over to She'sGotAHabit.com and join our community. Connect with us and be inspired and motivated to build and grow your business today. It's time to build generational wealth. The future is now.
TaylorMade Consulting Group is your partner when it comes to business consulting. We will provide your business with a variety of tools that can be used to accomplish day-to-day and long-term business goals and objectives. We have specialists that can assist your company with cloud services, digital marketing, business plan development, videography and photography services, business entity formation, search engine optimization, graphic design, web design, printing, and much, much more. We take pride in the relationships we build with our clients, the personalized services we provide our clients, and the results delivered to our clients. We are Google Cloud Partners, Google Resellers, and Google Certified to get you on the first page of Google. Visit TaylorMade Consulting Group at BeMyConsultant.com. Try our business scan tool and see your online visibility score for free. Or you can contact us with promo code BWWS for 1 hour of business consulting for free. Visit TaylorMade Consulting Group at BeMyConsultant.com. Again, check us out at BeMyConsultant.com today.
Experience life beyond shea butter with Nappy and Happy Bath and Body products. Nappy and Happy is a premium organic bath and body brand specializing in vegan products infused with organic erotic butters and oils. With our handmade soaps, soufflés, luxurious lotions, body sprays, and more made for women and men. Nappy and Happy's Wet Wit Body Polish is infused with a skin-loving blend of Brazilian Cupuaçu butter straight from the Amazonian rainforest with our tropical organic mango butter scented with a delicate blend of orange blossoms and citrus notes that are dried down to a soft and powdery fragrant finish. If you're looking for something to pamper your body, we have exactly what you need. Experience life beyond shea butter with Nappy and Happy premium organic bath and body products. Available now at www.nappyandhappy.com.
You're inside the boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated.
All right, you are back with the boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Inc. This is Jacoy James Pugh.
This is Latoya Barrow.
And Festina and Quadra, welcome back to the boardroom.
All right, so before our commercial break, we were talking to Demetria Bivens of DLB Consultants. And Festina, you were asking a really good question. So let's go back to that to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, so Demetria, Festina, so my question is, you're in a male-dominated industry, architecture, engineering, and construction. And so the important thing is women, particularly Black women, getting into these industries. What would you recommend that they do to kind of work together to help each other? Because, once you get your foot in the door, you have to hold the door open, take the door off the hinges, and create other opportunities for more women to get involved. So how would you say we strategize and navigate that process?
I think you guys are doing it now, just with what you're doing. I listened to you earlier when you were talking about the different programs that you're rolling out. So, and it's by example, people want to see you, other women want to see you doing things. And once they see you're doing things, then they're going to automatically want to come on, because like, girl, you got this going on. Just like you guys reached out to me, Jacoy and I worked on a couple of things together, and we kind of saw how each other, how we vibed with each other and feed off each other with our energy and our thoughts. We didn't always think alike, but we always got to the same resolution. So I think you're already doing it. For instance, when I started NAMAC, NAMAC is the National Association of Minority Contractors, the DFW chapter, and we are affiliated with the national, with the NAMAC National, just like 22 chapters around the country. And there are a lot of women in NAMAC. And we sit there, we talk, we go to classes, and you set up these mentor protege programs. You be a shadow, and I think that's I think that's one of the biggest things is just the collaboration, bringing people together. Start off with 2, 3, 4. Next thing you know, you have 300, 400 people following. I was in San Antonio a couple of weeks ago at a conference. They had about 300 people there, and we were all just talking about the same thing. I mean, we're all about contract compliance. That was my first time ever attending, but I knew a lot of people because of my affiliation with NAMAC. I feel like I was at a NAMAC event, not an ACCA event. So to answer your question, I think you're doing it, and it's all in the collaboration. We have to collaborate, and we have to make ourselves approachable. Sometimes if we don't make ourselves approachable, people are going to be, they're going to want to ask you, but they, like, oh, I don't want to talk to her because she's acting all whatever. But, but it's, you know how we are, ladies. And we can be
you're right.
each other,
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I think you hit the nail on the head with that, with things like when just leading by example. If people see that you're doing it, they're going to want to do it and figure out what you have going on. So thank you for giving those nuggets. So still following along with the same theme here. Now, did you yourself ever experience any type of discrimination going into this industry? Did anyone treat you badly or anything because you were a Black woman trying to break the door down into this construction industry? You don't have to name names now.
It will. It goes. They will take you there. Not just come out and just say it. It's just how they'll treat you, or you won't get invited in, or you won't have that opportunity, or they'll set these barriers up where you need, instead of having $1 million general liability insurance, you need 2 million. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anything from the insurance, banking, how many Black folks go to the bank? We have to use alternative funding because of, just who we are. It may not necessarily be, I was with a bank for 22 years. The same bank, couldn't get anything from this bank, went to a smaller bank, and they're like, oh, okay. They helped me. So you see that in discrimination in that way. You see discrimination just on teams, these big bond projects come out, and we discriminate against each other too. So I'm not just going to just put it against, we discriminate against each other. So, so we have to deal with that, so there's a lot of hurdles. And I always just kind of like, that song you say, move, get out the way. I just go in and create my own lane, right?
Yeah. I love that song. I think it was made just for me because how I drive on the road, but that's okay.
I know, right?
So, but Demetria, one of the things that I know that even when I was reading your bio, diversity, equity, and inclusion is very big for you. It's very important to you. And so, talk to us a little bit about why the big push, why the big focus, like what is it that has been your experience, and why is it so important for people to understand the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always been there. They just weren't calling it DEI, right? So it's always public work. They wanted some, that's where the MWB program came from. It's been around, since 1960s, 69 or whenever. Yeah. So it's been around a while. So, but I think the DEI, I think the big push was because of George Floyd, what happened with George Floyd when, that's where the big push, like now it's like, oh, we got to have this. We got to have minorities, Black women, because we've always tracked it, white female, Black female, Hispanic female. All of these different ethnicities have always been tracked. We've always complained Black folks are getting 3% of the business, right? Or maybe 1%. So that issue's always been there. But I think with just what has been happening in our country, just with Black folks, period, I think that was the big push on them. They can't deny us anymore. So as long as we're getting ourselves ready, when I say, and I'm talking from a business perspective, make sure you've got good credit. Make sure your credit is good. Make sure you got a clean books of financials. Go hire you a bookkeeper. Go find somebody, use QuickBooks to start off with, but you have to get those financials together because nobody will take us serious. So, it's just all these different factors fall into everything. I can just talk about this all day long. But I'm kind of looking at y'all time, but
That brings me back, Demetria, and this is Fasina again, to, you use the word strategy, and we know that strategy is important, but you also talk about having a multi-tiered strategy. When you think of your market research, your public image, your market exposure, your tactical marketing and plan. Why is that important?
Well, I mean, you want a good brand. You want people to know, how are they going to find you? Are you going to have a website? Are you going to have a business card, a brochure? I remember my first business, and his name was Duma Samez. He had some meat factory, I think out here in Mansfield somewhere. And I remember I heard him at a DFW MSDC gala. And this was like, I'm dating myself. It was a long time ago. So I scheduled a meeting with him. And at that time, I was doing litigation stuff, running to the courthouse, getting documents, civil, criminal documents for lawyers, had a little dolly going up in downtown Dallas. And I kind of just worked myself up to different things. But I went and met with him because he had said something that caught my attention. And I was like, man, if he can make this much money, I need to go talk to this man, see what he's doing. So I would never forget this. I went in, he had the Chicago Tribune was there interviewing him. Here my little self walking in, I have this little card, and it said Wise Litigation. And he goes, what is this? He was from Haiti. So he had a strong accent. He said, look, let me tell you something. You can't come. I didn't have the marketing material. And he said it was going to take more than my pretty little face to be in business. That's what he told me. And that has stuck with me for almost 30 years. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Wow.
That stuck with me and I went immediately. I changed up my business name. I went and had Kinko's to make me some business cards, a nice brochure. And then, so that marketing piece, even because, we're all on a shoestring budget when we start up. So it's not hard to go get a nice card, right? Yeah. So, but you have to have people to walk you through those steps as well. Because if that man, because I cried too, I was like, it hurt my feelings. I'm like, well, okay, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I knew exactly what I was going to do. I changed my business name. I made it more appealing, Wise Business Services, because even though I was picking up documents from different courts, and I thought I had it going on. I had the federal district court downtown Fort Worth. I had the bankruptcy court in Fort Worth. I thought I had it going on, but I wasn't branding. I didn't have any marketing strategy, and I really think that's when I learned how to start doing business development too. I started looking for clients, not customers.
Okay, Stay there. So what is the difference between a client versus a customer?
For me, a customer, you're just going to go serve. Somebody wants something, you're going to go serve them and they're gone. A client, you're building a partnership with them, a partnership. I'm doing things relationships I had in my very first business from 1997, I still have today. So that's why it was easy for me to transition, when I got into the construction industry. I just went back to the same, what I tell you guys, relationships that I already had. Because everybody, you can go out to DFW Airport, they still renovating, they're still building, Parkland Hospital, Dallas ISD, I've been knowing Annie Partee for decades, and she's part of NAMAC, and she's helping small business. So we're still collaborating, what is it they say? You have to collaborate, cooperate, and coordinate, I learned that from Mr. Davis.
Yeah. And so then Demetria, you said something earlier where you were talking about how we can be to one another, we as Black folk, right? And the platform that we have right now, the Boardroom, this platform is specific about challenging and disrupting the norms, really helping to reset the standard, to change the narrative and the way in which that we as Black women do business for ourselves, but then also with each other. So in your opinion, what is one thing or one way that we as Black women can challenge and disrupt the norm in the business world?
We have to keep that level of confidence. We have to be confident in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves that we can do it, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're out, we're not on a clock. Nobody's making you get up in the morning. Nobody's making you stay up all night. That's why I have my glasses on, my bags, but it's all, one, we have to teach each other how to self-care. We have to take care of ourselves. Okay. The other thing that we're going to do is that believe in ourselves, have that confidence in ourselves. And once you start believing in yourself, I believe that nothing can stop you. I mean, you can't be scared. People are going to throw barriers out. They're going to try to intimidate you. They're going to lie. They're going to do all kinds of things to try to persuade you for doing your thing. But I just feel like, I don't know. I'm always about that challenge. I get knocked down, I get right back up. That's just get back up. And trust me, it is hard. It is so hard at times. But for us to disrupt is to keep going. Yeah. It's to keep going, because they don't want, especially, and you got something new. People don't want nothing new. That they want to stay content, keep doing what they want to do. Yeah. And you're gonna come in and what? No, out like NAMAC, nobody wanted our chapter here. When I was getting ready to go out to Miami Lakes that same morning, I was at an event. This guy that's at another association came up to me and he goes, it'll never happen. I said, you think? But it happened. And here we are, 5 years. We are 5 years, and we serve over 1,000 small businesses, and not just small, medium, large. We have public entities, we have owners, so yeah, we can do whatever we set our minds to do, Jacoy. We talked about, me and Jacoy, when we met at this coffee shop, and there was something we were working on. We met with one of our city council people, and we had some other support around us, but we was able to get an MWBE resolution passed in Mansfield, Texas. 3 years, they wouldn't even want to talk to us, but did we stop? No, we didn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that is beautiful. That is beautiful, Demetria, and just speaking about, how you just keep going, doesn't disrupt. And then sometimes it making me think, you look back at how people told you something, and you're like, I wish y'all could see me now. I wish y'all could see what I'm doing now. But on to that, so tell me, from the inception of your business in the construction industry up until now, what has been your biggest challenge that you believe to overcome?
Oh, girl, finding good people. At some point, you're growing, right? Yep. So Demetria can't do everything by herself. Right. But then it's your baby, right? So you don't want to just hand it over to anybody. Right. So my biggest challenge, and also a big blessing to me, is, I had to, there was a family member. I had a family member come work, and I really thought we was gonna do this thing. We were gonna take this business, and she was gonna go do this, but it didn't work out. And it was very painful. It was hurtful, and I still hadn't gotten over it, to be honest. I have not even gotten over it. So it's like finding those right people to work with you and help you grow, and you won't like-minded, because you can have people come in your office. They can be like poison and toxic, and then it brings everybody down. And then it's like you're always thinking you're starting over. But my thing is, now I know the culture in my business that I want. I have systems and processes in place. We have a project management system. We have things lined up. We're not that typical business. I had 2 clients just today. One called me, because she like, my boss said your rates were too high. I said, well, y'all's insurance was too high. Your insurance. Then she calls back, anyway, it was a lot of words. So she called me today, and she goes, you know what? I don't know what he's talking about. You're very competitive. I want to work with you. She's like, I want to, and I said, well, girl, go tell him that. But see, this is the thing where we have to know and believe in ourselves, know our own worth, because they don't know your worth. People will lowball you, and you just be out there like, man, I did all this work and I didn't make any money. Where's my profit? So, having the right people, but you have to have the right people to build the team, just like what you guys are doing. I love this. I love what you guys are doing. I mean, this is great. So and it starts out just like this, Jacoy.
Right.
Christina,
absolutely.
And LaToya.
Yeah. So Demetria, listen, you will not believe this, but we are really at the end. We're really already. But here's the thing. Here's what we want to do. Demetria, what are ways that people can get in contact with you and stay in contact with you? What are your social media platforms and how can they stay connected?
Yes, I am on Facebook, LinkedIn. Facebook is where my personal social type, personal stuff. LinkedIn is where I do my connections. I have, and I'm really just kind of working on that. I have one with just Demetria Bivens. I just started my DLB page. I have, I don't know, a couple of hundred followers on DLB, but I got about 4,000 on Demetria Bivens. So, LinkedIn is where I do my stuff. I really don't do much Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the other ones are. I just don't have time to keep up with all those applications. But I do, we have a website. It's consultantsdlb.com. I'm always available at my office. We're located at 624 Six Flags Drive, Suite 200 in Arlington, Texas. The office number is 682-276-6474. And hey, a lot of people call me on my cell. I just ignored about 4 calls. You can call me on my cell, 214-597-2022. And I make myself available, especially if you're a Black woman who wants to do some things to collaborate and really start growing and elevate. I'm here to help. I want to be that sister to truly help.
Thank you, Demetria. Thank you for being on our show. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your tough skin and your tenacity. We just need more examples like that. So thank you so much. All right. So you are here with the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.
Want more? Like and follow us at the Boardroom Radio Show.
If you love soul food the way I do, then Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen is where you want to go. Their new location is at 605 North Denton Tap and Highway 121 in Coppell, Texas. Not in the mood to cook dinner? Then place your order at www.missmaryssouthernkitchen.com or drive through on your way home. That's right. Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen has the only drive-through window for soul food in Dallas. Whether you're dining in or using their drive-thru, you can order their fried chicken or catfish. You can't forget about their sides like collard greens, candied yams, and the best mac and cheese ever. And Miss Mary's desserts are made from scratch, and you want to try her butter cake. It's worth breaking your diet for. Let Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen make dinner for your family tonight or cater your next event. Order at www.missmaryssouthernkitchen.com or use the drive-thru at their new location at 605 North Denton Tap Road and Highway 121 in Coppell. That's Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen.
You've been looking for fabulous eyewear. Look no further. I Do Eyewear has fashionable optical quality eyewear at a price that allows you to have several pairs to complement your style choice of the day or moment. I Do Eyewear provides fashionable and affordable optical quality eyewear and sunglasses with impeccable customer service while also contributing and giving back to our community. We believe everyone should look stylish, glamorous, funky, or fantastically unique without it costing a fortune. Our mission is dedicated to those committed to fashion or who want to be. We accept flexible spending, healthcare accounts, and we also have a program where we'll mail you some frames to try on before making your final selection. The first thing people see when they look at you is your eyewear or sunglasses, so you might as well show up with your strong eyewear game. Contact us at www.idoeyewear.com or call us 1254-EYEWEAR. That's 1254-EYEWEAR. We look forward to framing you.
It's time for the Beauty and Brains Spotlight with LaToya and Faustina.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Boardroom, Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. I'm Faustina, and this is your Beauty and Brains Spotlight Move. And today we are featuring Stephanie A. Wynn. Well, Stephanie is a native Floridian, Florida, who established her first business at the age of 23. She's an author of Ready, Set, Go, A Simple Guide to Establishing a Successful Small Business, and founder of Stephanie A. Wynn Business Solutions, a branding, marketing, and business development company. Stephanie is currently on a nationwide tour of the I've Published My Book, Now What? A workshop series for authors. So check her tour dates out and get early bird tickets, and tell her that the Boardroom of Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., BWWS sent you. Go to stephanieawynn.com/I've published my book, Now What? And this has been your Beauty and Brains Spotlight with Faustina, and we have featured Stephanie A. Wynn. Now back to the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. Jacoy.
Thank you, Faustina.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to this week's Beauty and Brain Spotlight. And so, ladies, we had Demetria Bivens. What do y'all think?
Oh my gosh.
Love her. Love
So
her.
good.
Wonderful lady. I think she's a powerhouse. I could feel her energy. Even though we weren't together, I could feel her energy. So I really enjoyed this interview.
Yes. And again, we keep hearing the same words: strategy. Have a plan, have a strategy, work hard, understand that you're going to get the no's and you're going to get those comments, but push through. We're Black women. We know what it's like. We just keep doing our thing.
Yeah. And the thing that I liked about it with what Demetria talked about is that she literally created her own lane. You know, full transparency moment, you know, when the market crashed and she was like, look, I've got to do something. So what is that thing? She literally created her own lane and space. And so that's something that I think that a lot of our followers and listeners can really take heed to, is that if it's something that you want, no matter what the industry is, if it's something that speaks to you, then go for it. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to put it in your lap. You have to be the one to move forward and make that thing happen. So I really dig her tenacity.
That was really good.
She doesn't sit back and just wait.
Solve problems and innovate, be creative, and, you know, and the power of the pivot.
The power of the pivot.
Love it.
Right. Okay, y'all. So we're at the end of the show, but you know we've got to talk to you about some events and things that's coming up. So as a reminder, Saturday, October 23rd, Saturday, October 23rd is the Black and Bling Gala, the Idea to Inception Gala with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. We will be together on the showroom floor of the Park Place Motor Cars in Arlington, Texas, and tickets will be open and available for sale tomorrow. And so make sure that you get your tickets. It's a fundraising event. It's a celebration event for the ladies that have just completed our Idea to Inception program. So you want to be there, because if you missed the mixer last weekend, you missed a really good time. And Tequila Sheila will be back for this as well. So I'm just saying. So Toya, tell the people how they can get connected with us and stay connected with us.
All right, of course, on our website at www.blackwomenswallstreet.org/the boardroom, and women's is plural and possessive. All right, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at the Boardroom Radio Show, on Twitter at Boardroom_radio, and on LinkedIn at the Boardroom Radio.
And yes, Jacoy, and for anyone who wants to get their commercial on the air, or you want to be part of our Beauty and Brain Spotlight feature, look, LaToya just told you where to go. Do it right now, okay?
Right.
WallStreet.org/the boardroom. And send it for your beauty and brains. Yes, and otherwise you can just send us a DM or an email. Just say, hey, I want to get in on your commercial packages, and we will get in touch with you.
Yes, and so be sure to connect with us on social media. You have our website. We have a YouTube channel, The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street. So in all of those areas and platforms, be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe. And next week, we are so excited. We're going to be back with our girl, Melinda Williams. Yay! Melinda Williams, she will be back with us in the boardroom. So we're really excited to have her for next week. And so please, please, please continue to tune in. Tell your friends, tell your family. If you know some ladies that need the support and services that we're offering with Black Women's Wall Street, please let them know that we are here for them. We've created the table. They are here. Come have a seat with us at the table. And so, yet again, the close of another show. We hope you've enjoyed yourself here with us at the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.
Bye, everyone.